Yeah, but shout out to the lovely Chinese casters that I believe are covering this series. We were able to get in. They did cover the first 4 games, but we are getting into the very end. Apparently, we are tied up 2-2, and this is it, the ace match.
Yeah, after this, there's nothing else. Yeah, this is our final game of the evening, and we will determine once and for all who is going to advance. We are going to conclude it on Ancient Cistern. We're in the top right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have our red Terran player coming down from the land of China. He is, of course, going to be representing Invictus Gaming IG. He is XY.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have as opponent, we have the Chinese Protoss player representing team, I believe, Starlight Twinkle. It is ReWhite.
Yep, Starlight Twinkle. It's him. We do have the confirmation of that.
Oh boy, and of course we were busy with our own series, so we weren't able to cover the initial kind of start to this one, but we are here for the end, for the climax, if you will. A nail biter already, and I'm pretty surprised. We were talking about it, the rise of some of these other Chinese players that we don't really expect to be advancing as far as they have been. Expected sign up, didn't check in. But like XY, we expect him to be the favorite here, you know? He is, for a long time, one of the best Terrans, one of the best players in China.
A very long time. A very, very long time.
He's old, yeah. That's right.
But yeah, he's definitely a much more, probably the most experienced player in the Chinese region. That for a very long time he was kind of, I don't think there was ever a period where XY was like, you know, the undisputed best player from China, but he was always like a player who everybody else looked up to in the region.
Yeah, exactly, and he's even been casting a little bit as well. He was casting WTL. For those of you who are watching the WTL broadcast, he was a part of that. And on top of that, he is one of the few players in World Team League that had a 10 in mental. As of course, he is known as the player with the strongest mental out there. The mindset of the king, if you will. And you're going to need a strong mindset if you're going to be surviving here in this series. It has gone all the way to the ace match. It has been a long series here. And already a little bit of a win for XY. He forces the unnatural natural with an eBay block. Something you don't see too often in this matchup.
Yeah. Most of the time, Protoss players kind of think that, kind of decide that it's much more worth it to try to contest that. You know, they don't want to be in too much of a vulnerable position with their natural base, especially when they're only on 2 bases.
Yeah, definitely. So because of that, we do see that ReWhite's going to be a little bit more exposed, but he goes across the map with his Adept. He's going to be able to force a delay on the CC, gets a kill on that SCV, and gets away with his Adept. What's important though, he doesn't open up Twilight Council or Stargate. He goes Robo first, a very safe opener. With this, he can start early Immortal production. He can go into a fast Colossus, but we have a proxy starport from XY.
Yeah. Matter of fact, coming out and going to be meeting up with these Hellions. Gonna try to go for a drop into the main base. I believe XY. Let me do a double check here. Yep, did skip out on the Reaper.
Yeah, and this is really peculiar because this is a really weird location for a proxy starport. Usually it's closer to the entrance to the main, but instead we see something different entirely. Meanwhile, we don't even need the drop because the Hellions... Oh, okay, well, they are denied entry into the main.
Yeah, one Adept is going to be sending its ground, and sometimes that is all you really need. I do like that XY sneak in the medevac around.
He's sneaky, but he does lose one of his Hellions, but at the same time, the Adepts are completely out of position. No shield battery at the natural.
And these probes are pretty much completely forfeit. This is why you want to force the unnatural natural from the Protoss player. 10 probes go down, just like so.
Oh my god, we didn't even need the medevac.
Yeah.
Smurge is just turning around, it's coming back home, but you know, it gave a little bit of moral support, you know?
Yeah. I was about to say I'm confused, but that's a lie. I know exactly what the medevac was for. Was to try to get the Hellions into the main base, but he didn't need it.
He didn't need a meanwhile with that robot opener. We did go for a prism first. We're diving on top of that tank, but the repair is just too good. The tank stands strong. The Marines also are getting supported by that medevac, and ReWhite is having a hard time breaking this natural. Behind this, he throws down the fourth, a fifth gateway as well. 5 gate, 2 base all in here from ReWhite.
This is why XY has a 10 in mental. He made the medevac not for the Hellions, but to support the medevacs over here. One siege tank is forced to unsiege to avoid doing splash damage, and with that, ReWhite finds an opening. He's starting to dip in, and a lot of these units are starting to fall.
Yeah, we do see XY trying to hold on to his main base instead. Oh, the tank gets focused down. The repair just was not good enough. We still have 1 tank remaining here, and these Stalkers are taking a lot of hits, but we're also losing a lot of SCVs at the same time. We have a Liberator across the map also dealing some harassing damage to ReWhite.
Yeah, workers are going down left and right. XY is in a bit of a better position. He lifts up that orbital command and has the ability to throw down mules and continue to build workers as well. We're in another situation where I can't tell who's on top.
Yeah, we have both players on 1 base economy, basically. Like, no mining here at the natural base whatsoever. The Liberator is still alive and will continue to threaten that mineral line. Meanwhile, XY was able to preserve more SCVs. He does have more workers alive. He has a lot of tech. He has an orbital. He's got mules, and Stim is on the way.
Yeah, once Stim finishes up for him, that's really going to be when XY is able to turn the tables.
It really is. Here we go. We have a prism slipping into the main base. Maybe we're going to try and force a little bit of friendly fire from that tank, but no, the Stalkers take a lot of big hits. Oh my god.
2 of them already go down, and the other ones are down into the red. Marines trying to do whatever they can, and this War Prism can avoid the Marines as long as they don't have Stim, but not the medevac.
Not the medevac, not the Liberator. It does take a little bit of hull damage. It does siege up as well. It looks like ReWhite wants to maintain this position and just commits. He just goes for another warping as well, but now XY is taking control of the low ground here. I think he has enough. Up!
Yeah, he should have enough to at least take out the tank, but that is such a good body blocking. Utilizing that tank and utilizing the Liberation Zone to completely wipe out pretty much the entirety of ReWhite's army.
Yeah, exactly. ReWhite, he goes for another warp in here, but the Marines are just too many in number, and it looks like he's being forced back. We have 1 Stalker remaining here in the main, just harassing a little bit. The Prism is coming back in.
It was coming back in with these Stalkers, but so are these Marines. Stim is now complete, and XY's had enough.
Yeah, exactly. We need to respect the Stim here. XY, he can push out if he wants to. He only has a single medevac, but he has a lot of Marines available at his disposal. At any moment, he can go for that Stim, and he goes for it. Up.
Looking to take out that War Prism. He wants it so bad. He's stutter stepping, and he will get it.
With the death of that Prism, that may just be a ReWhite. He can't really harass across the map any longer. We do have the tanks rallying forward as well. We do have a disable. We have an auto turret as well. We can do whatever we want with that Raven.
I mean, yeah. We can do whatever we want with that Raven, and he isn't really sure what he wants to utilize it for. So he's being a bit more conservative, keeping it in the back, waiting for an opportunity to present itself.
I mean, we've got a disruptor on the way, so it would be good to disable that, but here we go. The tanks are sieging on forward. We have a couple of auto turrets as well to help support these Marines. We have an overcharge, but the shield battery goes down immediately.
Yeah, the shield battery goes down, but so do all of the Marines. Tanks in backline are still a little bit too scary for these Stalkers to really jump upon.
Yeah, exactly. Even though there's only 1 Marine here, I do think that ReWhite has an opening, but that opening is closing as more reinforcements are rallying across the map. XY wants to break the natural base. The Raven gets targeted down, and the tanks aren't quite sieged yet.
Yeah, that gives ReWhite a little bit of time to throw out these sentries and get a little bit of damage done. 1 tank remains, but sometimes that's all you need. Disruptor is trying to go for a flank.
I think that was a missed rally. We needed the disruptor back at him to defend, and finally it shows up, but now it's just too late. The Nova goes off.
And we'll be able to take out one tank, but now we have a second tank coming in to reinforce. The disruptor is completely forfeit, and I don't see a way for ReWhite to really stall the momentum of XY.
Yeah, exactly. We almost had another upset. We almost had another up-and-coming player just taking it all, but in the end, GG gets called. XY, the king of mental, stands strong and will be the final player to qualify for ESL Master Closed Qualifier for Asia.
For today. Oh boy.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, we thought we would get 3 upsets in our 4 qualifying matches, but it was only 2. Nice and balanced in that way.
Oh my god. Wow, it went all the way down to the wire there. We didn't really get to see the journey between XY and ReWhite, unfortunately, but we were able to get the tail end of it. And wow, what an intense game there. Congratulations, XY is able to make it to those closed qualifiers. Unfortunately, ReWhite will have to try again tomorrow, but ReWhite is going to be one of those players that we're going to have our eye on to look to qualify once again.
Indeed. He is. A lot of these players, man. And I can already see a lot of players who didn't quite make it today already signed up. Your check-ins aren't open, but it already prepared. ReWhite is actually there, as well as Daydreamer, as well as Beastork, as well as Demi. A lot of players, man.
There you go. Oh my god. GG, well played. The qualifiers for tonight have ended, but this is the first of many. The European qualifiers are going to be commencing soon as well. In a couple of minutes, in 50
hours. Whoa.
51 minutes, less than 1 hour, the European qualifiers are going to be upon us.
Oof.
And in 5 hours and 51 minutes is the American qualifier.
There we go.
That's the one I'm
gonna wake up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye. But yes, GG, well played. The very first open qualifier here for ESL Masters Summer has concluded for the Asia region, but we have many more ahead of us over the weekend. So if you're interested in tuning in for the qualifiers, if you enjoyed our casting, then consider following us here on this channel, because we're going to be live multiple times a day, every day for the next 3 days, covering as much StarCraft as we can.
Oh, as much as possible.
Yes. If you want to tune in for the next CranKy Duckling broadcast, as I mentioned, in 5 hours and 51 minutes, we're going to be back live, as long as I can wake up in time. To be fair, I do have to...
Yeah, I was going to say, we are going to be back.
Yeah,
but you are.
I'll power nap, and I'll make sure I'm there in time. We're going to be live with the Americas qualifier, which includes Canada, United States, and all of Latin America as well. A couple of hours after
Eric's
that,
gonna be there.
Eric is going to be there. Meanwhile, 5 hours after that NA qualifier is going to be KSL. I'm going to be casting KSL as well.
Ooh.
And after KSL in the evening, I believe
5 hours after that, yeah.
Hours after that is going to be Asia qualifier number 2.
There you go. And then 5 hours after that is going to be America's qualifiers number 2.
And then the 5 hours after that is going to be ESL Open Cup Asia.
Yeah.
Then 5 hours after that is going to be, I believe, the closed qualifier.
The closed qualifiers, yeah.
So back to back.
Get your Monster Energy ready.
I've got a Red Bull ready to go. I've got a pack of Red Bull ready to go.
Dare Ice Coffee.
Dare Ice Coffee. I made some burritos earlier today as well. I'm fueled and ready to go. So yeah, this is something that we do every year, every season for all of the Dream Hacks. All the VODs are available on our YouTube if you're interested. But we do cast more than anyone else when it comes to Dream Hack. We're crazy like that. We're crazy.
It's an oof.
A little bit.
But it's what fuels us. We need it
Mm-hmm.
to remind us that we're alive.
Yeah. Are we alive? Are we living? Oh, well, as we're going to be
we're
closing...
still alive, so...
True, we are still live, technically. As we're going to be closing this out, again, congratulations to Potato, XY, Nanami, and Hon Mono for qualifying for the closed qualifier. Yaku, thank you so much for joining me. We haven't, we just dove straight into it. We haven't been able to talk much, but thank you so much for joining me. We haven't casted together in a while, so I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And look forward to a couple more casts from me in these upcoming weeks. I still have to check my schedule again, but there will be more free time coming from myself. So yeah, there should be a couple more Yaku casts coming down.
There you go. A couple more Yakuzaku casts coming around, and again, he's gonna be Yaku. You're gonna be here for at least the Asia broadcast, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's such an unfortunate timing that Easter is here at the same time because I don't have Asher to fall back on as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a different setup here for the Ducklings for this weekend. But it's gonna be a lot of great StarCraft. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. If today's anything to go off of, we're going to have some very exciting matches coming up with this combined region.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. So I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves. Again, thank you so much to Blaker Dews and Radio Voice Guy in the chat for the bits that were provided. And we appreciate it. Yaku, where can people find more? Who are you? Where can people find more of you?
Who am I? Why can people find... Well, for once, it's not going to be an MS Word because I'm not quite done with this term, but I'm getting towards the end. I've got most of the stuff I need to finish up. So next week, twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1, we're going to have a very special stream. I'm going to be streaming a game that I've been waiting to be released for years. Kuro already knows what I'm talking about. I haven't decided which day next week, but at some point next week, I'm going to be streaming Crab Champions. I've never been more hyped for a potential esports title in ever, actually. That's going to be coming in over at twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1. Twitter.com @EmperorYakuzaku for announcements when I stream and also for announcements of other projects, potentially.
There you go.
!Discord. It's where you can find me and Light and Kuro and everyone in the Cranky Ducklings Discord server.
Check out Yakuzaku over on his Crab Champions stream whenever that comes around. And yeah, if you want to tune into myself, I do stream throughout the week. It was a pretty interesting ladder session today. I didn't even get to mention it. I was going to mention it. I was laddering just before the cast, and I actually hit Leo Rusher on the ladder.
Did he play mech?
He did off race his Terran.
There we go.
I did almost beat him, by the way.
Somehow I knew. Somehow I knew he was playing Terran on ladder.
Yep. There you go.
His Protoss is not that low.
Oh my god. But yeah, I did. I mean, I have hit Leo Rush's Protoss on the ladder as well before. So Este Yakume. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you want to tune into some
the up and up
live VIP streams, then I'm available there. If you're interested, some chill Zerg streams, nothing too serious. But if you're only interested in the casting of the Cranky Ducklings, then check us out here on the Cranky Ducklings. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. We have a Discord server as well, as Yaku did just mention. And we are going to be live throughout the week, multiple times a day, casting all the StarCraft. So consider following us. Yeah. Consider.
It's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me. Those 1 or 2 weeks of just non-stop casts. That's the DreamHack season. The Master season. It's ESL Masters now.
Yes.
Sorry, Sinister. I know you instructed.
The ESL Master season. Yes. Previously, some other named tournament. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this event. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys later on in 5 hours for some more StarCraft. Until then, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Yaku, do you have anything you want to say before we head off? for the night.
Mamma mia.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.